Hello and welcome once again to Dragon Rider Cryptos. This is the Dragon Rider. So let's get into it. You come over here and you look at the markets. Let me explain to you what's going down, what's really going on at the highest of high levels. Right? I'm going to break a little metaphysics down for you right now. Right? People are wondering why all of a sudden all the red and the green and the red and the green and the sudden fall of the markets. People saying it happened before. People coming out showing previous charts saying, oh, this is part of the cycle. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. That may all be true. All part of cycles. But what cycles are we talking about? There's some things that I've been noticing when these markets drop like this. And people calling it, seeing stuff like the streets are blood red. The markets are bleeding. Okay? I said it before. These charts, we call these dragons. Okay? Because they move like dragons. Okay? But why I really call them dragons is for this reason. Okay? The real dragon, and there are many types of dragons, but the realest dragon is the dragon that is within inside of you. It is called the Kundalini. Okay? It is an energy. It is a conscious energy that rests at the base of your spine, at your base chakra. If you don't know what chakras are, Google it, do some research. So these dragons represent energy right here. This chart represents the energy of the people projecting that energy into the particular coin. That is what's moving. That is what is moving right here. This only represents energy. It represents the collective energy of all the people either pumping or dumping this particular coin, who are riding this dragon. So all the people riding Bitcoin are putting out energy. Either they're for or against. Most are for. All right. So this chart right here, or rather this graph, simply represents the amount of energy or the direction of the energy that people are projecting into this coin, into this dragon. Is what gives this dragon life. Without this energy, this dragon is dead. This one would be dead, and this one would be dead. They would all be dead without the energy behind it. This is a fact. It cannot be disputed. If you look at any coins that have came and gone, it's because of why. They said market sentiment, essentially. There's a lot of reasons for companies to fail. But if you look at even BitConnect, after it pulled its shenanigans, people still supported it and it still seemed to climb in price just briefly. Why? Because of the energy behind it. So why do they say that the streets are bleeding red with the cryptocurrencies and all these kind of things in reference to blood or bleeding? It's because at the highest level there are entities that feed off of your energy, off of your emotional energy, off of this right here. So when you see this major blood red, as they say, the market's turning blood red, well, that's true because it's getting bled out. And what is it traditionally that sucks the blood out of people? It's vampires, right? So what we're really talking about is energy vampires, okay? Energy vampires is the common term for them. Parasitic entities, whatever you want to call it. There are entities that have been manipulating humanity for hundreds of thousands of years. And they feed off of your energy. That energy is projected out most commonly through emotions. So they stimulate your emotions, you project that energy out, and they are able to feed. Okay? But just like any other food source, if you consume it all at one time, you will eventually starve. So like a plant They pick off the fruit. They let others continue to grow. They pick off the fruit. They let others continue to grow. They water it. What are they watering this with? They're watering it with news. They're watering it with information. Information to get you to project a certain energy out. And in this case, they feed off of your fear in the lower forms of energy. Now look at this. Over here at bitcoin.com or newsbit.bitcoin.com. Look at this right here. This week in Bitcoin, half full or half empty. But what color are the Bitcoins being represented as in here? Circles, dots, drops of what color? Red, blood, right? Drops of blood. This is not the color of a Bitcoin symbol. It's gold and white. So why represent it in red, blood red? Because, my friends, the market is bleeding. And it's not the market that's bleeding, it's you that's bleeding. They are sucking your energy out by pumping and dumping this whole market, all right? By creating FUD, as they say. And some of it is not FUD. It's a legitimate uncertainty and doubt and fear. That term itself is a tool. It's psychological, symbolical. All right. When you hear that FUD, you have a response. So, the entities that control, have been manipulating humanity, are sucking your energy out. And today is Super Bowl, so there's lots of energy, right? So we're getting the yin-yang effect, the polarized energy. So they're just throwing flavor on their food, essentially, all right? That's what's going on here. So you come over here, and what does it say on CoinDesk.com? Crypto rich and what? Paranoid, fear. What other words are here to trigger your emotional senses? Radical, security, and connected to what? Bitcoin. All right? So we got all this blood red in the streets, as they say. Cryptos are bleeding out. Somebody's sucking up that blood. This represents energy, your energy, the collective energy. It's being sucked out by vampiric, parasitical entities. Now, if you have never studied metaphysics, if you've never studied the occult, if you've never opened your third eye, if you've never traveled outside of yourself or deep within yourself, then you're not going to have a clue as to what I'm saying. If you've never meditated, I suggest that you begin to do that. Open your mind's eye, okay? What's going on is a big ass feeding frenzy right now. All based off of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, my friends. So, I'm pointing this out so you'll understand the macro picture. We're all looking, rather, most people are looking at the microscopic picture. What's going on with Bitcoin? What's going on with Ethereum? What's going on with Ripple? What's going on with Bitcoin Cash? What's going on with this whole market? It's self-explanatory if you're aware of the players involved. Okay, it's bleeding out because these vampires are sucking it out. They're sucking your energy out. Look at this. This is your energy. It's just being sucked right out. Look at that. Sucked right out. Look at that. Just come on down here. Look at this. Right here. Tether. Why is Tether green amongst all of this red, while Tether itself has got so much negative drama around it, but yet it's green? I'm not saying that there's other stuff in here that's not green, that's not actually doing well for some reason, but this is suspect, obviously. Now, I'm going to say it again so it's very clear. This graph right here represents the energy, the collective energy of the people who support this dragon. This is the collective energy of the people who support this dragon, Ethereum. This its energy is going down because it's being sucked out by the certain entities. And I know it might sound crazy, it might sound like conspiracy theory, but this is not theory. Look up the word conspiracy and you will find out that you conspire every day with someone or some entity or some in some manner to accomplish whatever it is you're doing every day, whether it be at your work, whether it be with your partner, whether it be with your children, whether it be with yourself. Conspiring just means one or two people essentially acting in coercion towards one end goal. Everybody is conspiring every day. So it's not theory, although there are some theories about conspiracy out there that tend to be shady. Here's the evidence. Everything is red. Again, we'll go back to this news article and we'll show you how psychologically these guys are masters at illusion of psychological manipulation. These are all blood drops with the sign of Bitcoin on it in blood red with just a slight bit of light showing right there. Okay, and if you look right here, look on this axis. You see an axis right there? These are two pyramids. As above, so below. You see it right here? And there's another blood drop right there. As above, so below. If you don't know about symbolism, you should start studying symbolism because these guys can communicate heavily through symbolism. All right? So that's what's going on. All your energy is being sucked out. They're pumping and dumping. It's like they're squeezing an orange. All right? Squeezing the juice out. They get a little juice out. Then they squeeze it again. They get a little more juice out. Then they squeeze it again until all the juice is out. But they're not worried because they have an orange tree. And they'll just go back to the tree when they get hungry again, pull an orange off. All right? Pull an orange off and squeeze the juice out. So, just be aware of what's really going on at the highest forms of manipulation. Is not about the money. It's about the energy, your energy, and them feeding off of your energy. Now you can let them feed off of you, or you can cut them off and let them starve. How do you do that? You open your mind and see clearly. And you take actions and take steps that are contrary to what it is they're doing. They say when the market is rising, you don't buy. And when the market is going down, you buy. I'm not a financial or legal advisor, but that is the general slogan. Okay? There's a reason for that. Because you don't want to move with the flock. Right? You want to stay in the flow, but you don't want to be controlled by it. All right? When it ebbs, you still want to be in the flow. You don't want to be caught up in the ebb, in that wave motion going down. So, stay positive, stay alert, stay aware. Do some meditation, open your third eye, read some occult books, read some metaphysical books, educate yourself. You're being sucked on by these degenerate entities, these vampiric entities, these parasites. And the more fear you allow to engulf your mind, the more food you're producing for them. So if you want to starve these bastards out, don't give them the satisfaction. All right? So till next time, hang in there, stay strong, stay diligent, and keep riding those dragons.